Hi everyone. Today's video is gonna be more of a life hack video, how to get your groceries in 30 minutes. So a lot of times when I tell people that I only take 30 minutes a week to get my groceries, um, they act surprised. So a lot of people spend a lot of time at the grocery store, and yeah, I'm all about being effective and productive. So in this video I will be giving you 5 tips so you can get your groceries on 30 minutes or less. Okay, so tip number 1, have different recipes saved somewhere accessible. So it could be like in so many places. I remember my mom used to have her recipe books. When I started cooking, I used to print out the recipes that I liked. I used to buy recipe magazines. I used to have binders where I would save the recipes that I like. And nowadays, with the internet and our cell phones and having everything so accessible, we have so many ways of having recipes at our fingertips. There are apps like the Food Network app, All Recipes, um, or we can just do a Google search on whichever type of recipe we would like. For example, you can look for Italian recipes, Mediterranean recipes, keto recipes, easy recipes, 5 ingredient recipes, anything you want, and you will get a good list of them. And in my case, I use Flipboard a lot, and one of the topics that I have in Flipboard is health and probably recipes, I'm not even sure, but I get recipes while I'm browsing Flipboard. So I just look at them. If there's anything that I would like to try, I just save it into my favorites or my reading list. And later on, when I'm gonna do my grocery shopping, I already have those recipes there. So the first tip is that have a list of recipes saved in your cell phone, in your laptop, have recipe books or whatever you like, so you can refer to them before going to the grocery store. Tip number 2, now that you have your recipes saved somewhere and accessible, um, before going to the grocery store, pick 3 to 5 recipes depending on how much you want to cook for the week. You can do the meal prepping or you can cook every day, it doesn't matter, but pick 3 to 5 recipes, and if it's possible, just keep in mind like how many ingredients are you gonna buy and how much of it you're gonna use, so you can maximize that. And if the recipes are similar, it's gonna be a lot better because you don't have to buy as much, you're gonna save money, and also you will repeat the ingredients, you can use leftovers, and you won't be wasting it. So pick 3 to 5 recipes, and if you're gonna cook a lot, try to pick recipes that are similar or that use similar ingredients. Number 3, now that you pick your recipes for the week, you're gonna browse through them and look at the ingredients and create a list. And this won't take you too long, probably a few minutes, and you will have your list and you will go to the grocery store and use that list. So that list is really important. Okay, so you have everything you need for your cooking for the week, and also so you don't, when you go to the grocery store, you don't start roaming around thinking what you need. Okay, so that list is very important. So look at the recipes, the ingredients, and take notes of those ingredients. What do you need? And if you do this on a weekly basis, you will get to know what you have in your fridge and what you have in your pantry. So you don't even have to be there spending extra minutes looking at your pantry and your fridge, you will actually know what you already have. So for me, I sometimes do my list. I'm not even at home when I'm creating it. So I have my recipes in my phone. I browse through them. I see the ingredient list. I know what I have in my fridge and my pantry. So I just make the list in my cell phone. Okay. So very important, the list. Number four. Tip number four can be actually merged into tip number three once you have some practice. And this is organize your list. Organize how? So we usually go to the same grocery store over and over again. And if you do that, you will know the layout of the grocery store that you go to. So create a list that follows the order in which you walk through the store. For example, most grocery stores, when you enter them, right after the entrance, what they have is fruits. And after the fruit, they have vegetables. So organize your list in that order. So you have fruits at the top of the list. After the fruits, you have your vegetables. And then whatever comes next, for me, it might be cheese or meats, and then eggs, and then like the middle aisles with the dry stuff. And at the end, I get the milk. So follow that order in your list. And this is very important because that way you won't be going back and forth and wasting a lot of time in the grocery store. You will just walk it in a certain order and you will be checking your items off the list. And something that has happened to me in the past is that if I didn't do that, if I didn't organize my list, I would come back home and I would see like, oh, I forgot this item because I was crossing items off, and since they weren't organized, I would just not see one between those that I already crossed off. So it's very important that you organize your list to save time and to buy everything you need and not forget anything. And then the last one, number five, is when you're actually at the grocery store. So you have your recipes, you created the list, you organized your list. Now what? You get to the grocery store and you have to be really focused. Focused in getting what's on your list, okay? Just the list. So you don't start roaming around, wasting time going into different aisles where you don't have anything in your list. So you just go wherever you need something, you get that item and you keep going, okay? And that is what will assure you don't waste that much time in the grocery store. If you think about it, when people spend a lot of time at the grocery store, it's because they're not prepared. They don't know what they're gonna be cooking, and they start thinking right when they're at the grocery store. They don't have a list, so they have to think about the ingredients they will need, or they are just randomly shopping and looking around like, okay, this looks good, and they start picking up a lot of things that they don't need and a lot of things that are junk actually, and that stay there at home and people don't eat, or things that are not healthy, and then you see when you're hungry and you just feel attracted to it and you want to eat it. So you don't want any of those things to happen. So stick to the list, be focused, get what you have on the list, and just go and pay. Okay, if you follow these tips, I assure you, you can do your grocery shopping in 30 minutes. I've done this for a long time now. I usually get around 20 items or so, and I can stick to the 30 minutes. So I have some pictures from my grocery shopping today where I spent less than 30 minutes and I had around 20 items to buy, and some of them I didn't even know where they were because it was kind of like random items that I never buy, like a lock and a towel. So I spent a few minutes looking for those. I started counting the time when I got to the grocery store, right when I got the cart and I was about to enter the grocery store, and I stopped counting once I got to the car and I was about to load my groceries into the car. It was less than 30 minutes. So you can do it. It's not that hard. You just have to prepare, and preparing might sound like a lot. You have to do 4 things before going to the grocery store, but it only takes like 5 minutes. You can do it a few minutes before you go to the grocery store, and yeah, you can absolutely do it. You can eat healthy, you can prepare, you can cook at home. You don't need a lot of time. So I hope this helps you, and let me know what you think of the video. Thanks for watching.